we are learning some basic matrix operations now. If you want to create a simple vector, then you can give vectors a simple vector a with 10 elements in it. You can give like this, and when you run the program, then you are getting a equals to 1 and up to 10 elements in it. Then if you want to add any element to each element on the previous vector, then you can just add 3 to the vector's name, and you are getting 3 is being added to each element in A. And if you want to get a 5 by 5 matrix, then you can just give C equals to and all the 25 elements, and after 5 elements we need to give the semicolon. So semicolon, we get a new row in it. See, you can get C equals to 25 elements and 5 rows and 5 columns in it. And if you want to get a transpose of any matrix, you can specify it as y equals to C dash. Then you are getting its transpose. All the rows in C now become columns in Y. And if you want to get the product of two matrices, then you can give A equals to C star Y. Then you are getting the product of those two elements, those two matrices. Then if you want to get the product of corresponding elements of two matrices, then you need to specify it as B equals to C dot star Y. Then if you want to get a particular row or a particular column, then you need to specify only the number of that column, and remaining, other than that, the column or row will be now placed with column. So here I have given C1 equals to C of colon comma 4. So it will give us the fourth column of C. Then if you want to get a particular element of a particular element in a particular row and particular column, then you can specify it as some the rows number and columns number. If you want to get a submatrix, C2 equals to C of 1 colon 2 and 1 colon 2, that means we will get the element in first row first column and second row second column, all the 4 elements. We are getting a 2 by 2 matrix, submatrix of the parent matrix C, 5 by 5 matrix. If you want to delete a row or a delete column, then you can give that particular row or a particular column. Here I have given C of 1 comma column. That means this is the first row. The first row gets deleted when we will equate that to empty bracket. See here, you can see that in C, the first row got deleted and remaining all are same. That's Now I'm explaining about writing expressions. Here I took an expression ax square plus bx plus c with respect to x, and I gave the command as solve for x, and when we run the program, then we are getting the answer as 5 and 5. I took this equation is actually x minus 5 whole square equations, and all the coefficients are 1, minus 10 and 5 and 25 you see. And now I'm explaining about how to plot a graph. Here I have given x value, it is ranging from minus 5 to 10. When we give 1 in the middle, then each number is incremented by 1. So in x-axis we can see the numbers from minus 5 to 10 increased from 1 each, and y in terms of x I have given x square plus x by 2 plus 2. So now when we want to plot this graph, then we need to first write the command as figure, and then we have to write the command as plot of x comma y. Then we get the plot of that x and y. Now some commands in MATLAB. Here I have given a vector a equals to some 3 to 6. Now I am using the command replum. Replum is nothing but to repeat the elements in an array. Here I have given replum a of 2. That means each element in A will be now repeated twice. See, 3 2 6 has now become twice, 3 2 times, 2 2 times, and 6 2 times. And then repmat, that is nothing but to repeat the array completely with these many times in row and these many times in column. See, you can observe 3 to 6 completely, that array is coming 3 times in the row and 2 times in the column wise. Column wise 3 times and row wise 2 times. It is repeated. Then if you want to get identity matrix, which is with size 4, that means a 4 by 4 matrix we are getting. See, we are getting a 4 by 5 matrix, which is an identity matrix. And if you want to get zeros, we have to specify how many rows and how many columns. We get a 0 matrix with all zeros. And if you want to get if you want to reshape a matrix, that means actually I have given an array with 1 to 10 elements in it, all 10 elements. Now I reshaped A with 2 rows and 5 columns. That means all the 10 elements will be now adjusted to 2 rows and 5 columns. And now I am explaining about horizontal cat and vertical cat. I have given A equals to ones of 1, 4. That means this is a 1 row having 4 ones in it, and B is a row having 4 zeros in it. Then when you give C equals to this command, C equals to A and B, A space B, then it is for horizontal cat, and you are getting all the elements in a single row. And when you give vertical cat, then you are getting all the elements in a single column. That means those two will be specified in a single column. And then if you want to flip the matrix, I have given A equals to A as a 2 by 3 matrix. Now if I give the command as flip LR means flip left and right, left to right. All the elements in the right becomes left, and all the elements in the left becomes right. And flip UD means flip up and down. It becomes all the elements in the down becomes up, and up becomes down. See here, A is having 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 as elements. Now all the elements from left became right and right became left. We can read from here, this will be A, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. And if you give the command as rotate 90A, A will be rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. Then if you give the command trill, nothing but lower triangular matrix, we have given A as a 3 by 3 matrix, and now if we see here, we got the lower triangular elements. All the elements in low, we can find them. And this command is to get the upper triangular matrix. And if you want to know whether a given matrix is empty or not, you just need to mention that matrix, and then you write the command as is empty of that matrix. And here I have given A with 4 rows and 3 columns completely with element 0 in it. And you can see we got the answer as logical 0. That means it is not an empty set, it is having elements in it. If we get there 1, then it is an empty set. Now let us discuss some loops. Here initially I initialized A's value with 0, and I have given while A is less than 5, fprintf value of A. So here we can see value of A is from 0, and it has increased up to, A's value increased up to 4. Because of this condition, A equals to A plus 1, and whenever A attains the value of 5, it comes out of the loop. And for loop I have given A equals to 10, and it is increased by 2 every time, and until A's value becomes 20, and I have given display A. So we will get all the values from 10 to 20, 2 increased each, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And now continue statement. I have given C equals to 11, and while C is less than 20, if C equals to 15, then to make C equals to 1, or else to print the value of C, and then increase C by 1. So initially when C is 11, we will see, and C is not and 11 is not equals to 15, so we will just get into this statement, and it will print the value of C as 11, and then C becomes 12, and 12 is not equals to 15, same, and until it comes to C equals to 14. And when now C equals to 15, then the statement and the condition is for C equals to C plus 1. That means 15 won't be printed here. See, you can observe 15 is not printed, only 14, and then 16 is printed. And then break statement. I have initialized B equals to 5, and I asked while B is less than 10, you have to print the value of B, and B is now B is, for every time we are increasing B's value by 1, and if B is greater than 8, to break. And see, here you can observe B's value is 5, 6, 7, 8, and whenever B attains the value of 9 and 9 is greater than 8, so it comes out of the loop. Then some if conditions also I have given. When A equals to 8 and B equals to 5, and if A is greater than B, I ask you to display A is greater, and if not, then some conditions like A is greater, A is not greater I have given. And at last, switch statement. I have given marks equals to, I have specified marks equals to 10 and give the condition as when the case is 10 you display EX, and when the case is 9 you display good, and when the case is 8 and average. And at last, after writing the syntax as switch case, you have to write also otherwise, and one condition otherwise, and you have to display some value for it, and end. So here initially I have given marks equals to 10, so it should display EX, and when we run the program, at last you can see EX. Now generating elementary signals. Here I have given plotting them x equals to -10 to 10. So here x value is from -10 to 10 and y equals to 10 power y1 is 10 into e power x. So here in the plot you can see x value is from -10 to 10, -10 to 10, -10 to 10, and for plotting them we need to first give the command figure and then subplot of 2, 2, 1. How to write subplots? Here I have made the whole figure 1 into 4 parts. So the height we are dividing into 2 parts and width we are dividing into 2 parts. So the first 2 specifies how many parts we are making the height, and the second 2 defines how many parts we are making the width, and 1 describes the plot's number. This 1 belongs to this plot and 2 belongs to this plot in the next one. And then we have given plot x comma y1 and x label as x and y label. We can give x label, y label and everything. And some. Here I have given for subplot 2, 2, 2. Here 2 represents the second plot. Stem of x comma y1. The difference between plot and stem is that plot is for continuous signals and stem is for discrete signals. And I have given x label, y label. And in subplot 3, subplot 2, 2, 3, that means plot number 3. This 3 belongs to plot number 3, and I have asked it to plot x comma sin x and also hold on and plot x comma tan x. Here legend is given in order to mention which graph is for what. Like x is sin x graph is in this color and tan x is this, and also grid on for grid on and axis type also I have used. And then we have we are creating 2 variables, p which is completely with zeros all 5 and q with ones 4 by 4, and now we are saving it to an ASCII file. So to save it in an ASCII file, the syntax is like this: save, file's name we will give as pqfile.txt and the variables p and q in it, and then we have to write the syntax, and then we have to write this ASCII. And at last, if you want to print that one, you have to write this command as type pqfile.text, and see here you can get that file, ASCII file, which we have saved. And then write cell and read cell. D equals to, I have given a matrix like this. It's not a matrix. I have given the information for in D as 1, 2, 3 and month, year and day. Then write cell, we can save it in any kind of files. Like I have saved it in .xls. We can save it in .txt, .csv. See here an XLS. You can see a file is saved here, birthday.xls. And read cell, we can see here 2 by 3 cell array is created with the given specifications. Now for reading audio files, first we have to write the command as load handle.man. So first we need to load that, and then we 2 variables will be created, y and fs. Then we have to write audio. I have given the file's name. We have to write the in the syntax we have to write the file's name, audio1. I have given the name as audio1.wave, and then we have to read. And now if we sound s and if we play it, now if we run it, the input sound comes here.